All right. How does it feel now?
Oh, it feels a little bit better. Yeah, it seems like the pain is migrating. Hallelujah. But it's going from lower ankle, a little higher up the leg. Can you hear me?
It's going higher.
Yeah, it's moving upwards, I feel like.
Right. So may I suggest that you do this again and contract where you're feeling that is tense a little bit, not too much, like 5 to 10% more contract, and breathe into it and hold it till a few seconds until you feel it's wanting to release by its own. Like you hold a fist and then you feel it like. Yeah, it doesn't have to be too much dramatic. You just need to let it go a little bit more. But whatever you feel like doing, it's okay.
Mm.
So you released it now?
Yeah, slowly let it go.
Okay.
It's coming up. What's coming up is that wanting to accomplish. I'm training to summit Mount St. Helens, which is a mountain here in the Pacific Northwest. Can you hear me okay, or am I?
No, I'm hearing you. You in some project, right?
Yeah, I'm training to climb a mountain.
Oh.
And yeah, and I feel and I didn't give myself that much time to train for it.
Right.
So because with permits, you have to have a permission to go, and the only permission you could get was very short from now. So I think I might have overdone my training.
All right.
And what comes up for me when you said what thought and feeling is coming up is that I'm worried that I'm not going to make it because I trained too hard too soon.
All right. So maybe you're telling yourself, I need to be like in a period of rest, of getting strength. So you think you can set a time from the point you are now to where you want to get to this mountain climbing, that you can say, I'm taking my time off to rest and replenish myself. You can think of a timeline for that.
If I can think about that, I have time for it, or
yeah, if you want to set a time for it for yourself, to say to yourself, I'm setting the time like for by the next week. I don't know, how time do you have? You tell me.
Yeah, to rest.
To rest and focus on releasing the tension. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel I should set. I can. Yeah, I feel I should set time aside for that every day. Yeah.
And you need to listen to it. That's good that you're listening to your legs, so you can talk to it by contracting and releasing moderately. See how it affects it. Don't wait it to get too much tense.
In my legs, so try and both contract and release it.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, you can play with that. It doesn't have to be like you said every. I mean, when you're sitting, I don't know, you work at what? You sit most of the time, or you stand?
Yeah, I sit a lot in my work. I'm a vocal coach, but we do some standing exercises too. But yeah, I do sit a lot, I will say. Yeah.
So in this time, you can sometimes direct when you have some free time, you can direct your awareness to your legs and do this to help them release the tension.
Yeah. Have leg attention time. I like that.
Yeah, like I said, where Lama says, where attention goes, energy flows. So you need this energy to heal the ligament, whatever is like contracted there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Now I hear Nancy. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay.
So, is there anything more you want to share, or you want to say how does it sound to you? Suggested?
It sounds great that I need to pay more attention, definitely, to my leg. I think I would like to, I'm curious as if you know any specific strengthening exercises for this part of the leg, for the outer or the under leg, as we would say in Danish, for the lower leg, on the outside here, if there is any specific, actually,
I think comes to my mind squatting, but maybe Lama will correct me here. I think squatting can help you here because it works. But you do this moderately, don't go to a full squat, but you can just lower not the quad, the pelvis. Yeah, lower and feel the weight. I can't show it here right now. And when I'm lowering myself, I think I'm coming back up, contracts. I do this really slow, like Tai Chi, I don't know.
Yeah.
Really slow, that you work these muscles, these calf muscles. Yeah, you can put the hands or put them on the thighs.
Yeah, it almost seems like it's attacking my quads more. But yeah, it's definitely getting my legs.
Yeah, it's sure it works the quads as well, but
yeah,
when you get to like 90 degrees, you feel the calves as well working there.
Okay.
So do this real. Maybe if you assist with a chair.
Huh?
I mean, you can use a chair for support if you feel it's too hard.
Okay.
May I make a suggestion?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So the muscle that you're working on is called peroneus longus. It's the muscle, like you pointed it out, on the lateral side of the lower leg. And the easiest thing to do with it is to actually grab a foot with the opposite hand. So if it is your left foot, then you grab it with the right hand. If it's the right foot, grab it with the left hand. And literally push with the top of the foot on the pinky toe side against the fingers. So literally resisting the strength of your hand with your foot, trying to pull the little toe towards the knee. And then release this tension. And then contract it again. When you're contracting, you can also inhale. And of course, as you release, exhale. So basically, it's the muscle that's responsible for pronation of the foot. And if you engage the foot in a similar kind of action, you are training this muscle, you're strengthening it. And then, of course, you can also shorten it passively by using the same side hand. So if it's the left foot, grab it with the left hand. If it's the right foot, grab it with the right hand. And going on the outside of the foot with your hand so that you pull the pinky toe with the strength of your hand towards the knee so you don't have to contract that muscle. Then you are passively shortening it, and that obviously leads to eventually the central nervous system deciding to send fewer signals of contraction to it. And you're likely to have a sigh of relief, yawn, release tension, and become a happy camper or happy mountaineer.
Yeah.
Right.
Does it make sense?
That is, yeah, definitely attacking, right? It's definitely attacking that muscle for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But you did great, Yoav. Yes, Marshall.
Thanks. Sorry.
Oh, Sirka, I would like to bring a little insight.
Go for it.
Okay. Often in coaching, what I find works best is to speak the language of the person I'm speaking to. And I know that you sing, so sound is an important communicator in your body. So if I were to ask you, what sound is that part of your body making that we call ouch? Like what sound does that make for you? There you go. Okay. Now, I'm sure that sound would also have a shape if you were to describe it like a shape.
It's like pointy, like what is it called? Spear?
Okay. Yeah.
Like
sure,
a pointy, yeah.
Yeah. And does it have a color?
It's gray and brown with a little bit of glitter on top.
Okay. So now, since you know sound, let's start there. If you wanted that part of your body to feel a certain way, what would that sound be that matches that feeling? What would that sound be?
Yeah.
Ooh, did everybody feel that all the way to your toes? Okay. Right. And what shape does that sound make?
Like a circle, soft circle that just spins over and over again. Yeah.
And what color is it?
Deep red.
Lovely. So when you're grabbing your left foot with your right hand and you're doing the push, move your sound from ee to oh, give it that vibration that you know is a match to where you're taking it. Like,
so when I do the strengthening part,
yeah, if you touch it and it goes, you make the E sound.
Yeah.
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 Soften it into your where you see it in green.
So basically, when I contract, I do the sound, and when I relax into the.
You do what makes it feel good.
Okay.
And you know you've accomplished something when you reach out there with your mind to feel it, and the shape that shows up are soft spiraling circles and gorgeous deep red. Okay, that's my input. I'm done.
Thank you, Marsha. I love that.
Lovely. Very creative. That's a very shamanic approach to letting the part of the body express itself, sing or dance. So you could also explore what would be the dance of my lower legs. It would be the dance of Peronius in particular. And when the muscle starts dancing, it's dance. It's no longer tense. Tension is frozen movement. When you allow the movement to express itself, defrost itself, so to speak, it starts flowing. So the movement spontaneously. And that spontaneous movement associated with the health of that particular part of the body, that's what we call the dance of that body part.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So it can be a song, it can be dance. What else can it be? Well, it can be some other creative expression, but let us know how your leg feels now, Sirka.
My leg can sing. it feels a little sore now. But in a way, it feels like it wants to be up. Like it feels like it doesn't want to go down anymore. It wants to be just like, yeah, rest, like you have suggested. It just want to rest. It's like, it was nice to train it, and yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Would you let it? Would you allow the leg to get what it wants?
Yeah, I just propped it up on my piano. So
Well, that's a good instrument to prop up.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much, you guys. That was wonderful.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, thank you, Yoav. Thank you, Marcia.
Yeah, thank you, Johan and
And who
Marsha.
would
Yeah.
like to be next to receive a brief Qigong coaching session? Any volunteers? Anyone has any aches, pains, or emotional distress, or some other concerns or dreams that you would like to manifest? They don't have to be big. They can be relatively small and more immediately achievable, as opposed to big dreams that require 12-month long coaching program.
Well, this may take a 12-month long coaching program, but for the sake of the audience, I'm sure there's some people out there listening who might take this on. I would like to lose weight
Ah,
and deal with my impatience about it.
well, that's an excellent aspiration. Too bad we don't have Stefan, who is an expert in weight loss and the perfect model of that.
Yeah.
The guy literally lost half of his weight. So who would like to volunteer to offer Marcia a brief coaching session right here today?
Ooh, challenging.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's talk about this, Marcia.
Okay.
Great. So first, let me ask you this: have you ever experienced like what's your current? How do you currently feel about your weight loss? You said impatience. Would you mind elaborating on that?
Impatience, frustration, talking about it, I'm embarrassed. I feel like, what the hell happened? I used to be a skinny person. So there's a confusion and kind of a lot of like, you did this to yourself kind of thoughts.
Yeah. And there's perhaps if you at one point had it and you had this feeling, that you did feel well, and then all of a sudden it's gone. Maybe that there's some sort of like, where did it go? Maybe some shame underneath that.
Yeah.
So I totally understand, and that sounds really, really frustrating. So you did say that, however, you were at one point you were skinny. You said at least you felt good about your body. Maybe because everybody's, my perspective of skinny is different from your perspective of skinny, right? So how would you describe, beyond skinny, how would you describe that time when you were feeling good about your body? Because obviously you kind of lit up a little bit when you told.
At the peak of my physical health, I was building houses for a living, and I had strength that I didn't know my body could manage. Like literally, folks, I could reach down and pick up 2 sheets of 3/4-inch plyboard and walk across the construction yard with it kind of strong.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I loved it. I was keeping up with the men on the crew, no problem. I was 24. I'm now 3 times that almost. And what the main thing that shifted was I came out of the physical world, being outside all the time, and became a college student. So I went into the mental world and did not keep I kept eating like I was working on a construction crew, and didn't keep any real serious activity in my life because it all became an indoor sit down at a desk kind of experience. And year after year after year, there was just more to contend with and more to contend with. And there's been a couple of times in the process where I've put real hard attention to it and accomplished something. But as soon as I let up, then just a slow weight gain, stress.
Yeah. So if you were to take the perspective of a fly on the wall and you were to look at this stressed out person, perhaps sitting at a desk, I mean, you tell me can you paint a picture? Get it? Because you're an artist. Paint me a picture and tell me exactly what you're seeing in regards to energy awareness. First, you can say maybe you're sitting at a desk. What's your body language? Tell me a little bit about what you see.
A lot of desk sitting, a lot of computer staring, and that's what it looks like on the outside. Now, if the fly can see inside my head, what it sees is me having this constant conversation of, I like this, but there is so much more to me that these people don't see. They don't seem to want to have a part of. And the thing I love most in life, the art, the singing, that just has no place to show up. So the internal was stifled and the external was static. Was stagnant would probably be a better word, right?
No, that's a great.
Then I would have little bursts of, I was a classroom teacher, so I would have bursts of get up and have to move and do a lot of stuff. It was immediately followed by back in the chair, down with you.
Okay. So the stifled energy, just those words alone kind of describe to me a little bit energetically of what's going on. So taking the perspective of that fly again and only seeing energy in terms of like color, sensation, vibration, what would that energy look like? How would you describe it to this current state of affairs where it's just like stuck and not moving much?
Yeah, the stifled energy is pressed to the walls and the bottom of the edge of the canvas. And it is like static gray and you all excuse my expression, baby poop yellow. There's a nice name for that. They call it yellow ochre, but whenever I see that, I just think baby poop. So baby poop yellow and static gray, and it's sticky and sharp and edgy and doesn't feel good.
Okay. And is this baby poo, is that anywhere in your body? Like, can you see that anywhere in your body? Like, is it located at a specific place in the body? Or perhaps if you were to close your eyes and tap in, where would you feel it?
It surrounds itself in my gut.
Okay.
You all didn't know you were getting into this colorful conversation, did you?
Well, sometimes we gotta dive into right what we're feeling at the moment, so we can attend to it. Right where attention goes, energy flows. So that's what we'll kind of work on next. Is since this yuckiness is currently present, and you are giving it that attention, now if we were to go back to that time where you were feeling really good, you were actually you felt like you're on top of your game. You're out there with the guys. You're working in the field or outdoors. If you can do whatever helps you, like, to get into that state. Maybe it's kind of like a movie reel. You can like take the film and go back and look at the film. What would help to kind of get you in that space? Whatever helps to get you there. And just again, tell me about what you kind of see. What's your body language? Well,
the first thing was I just want to take a big, deep breath. And in doing that, like, I felt all my shoulders open up and roll back. And my eyesight wanted to look far away. That's the other thing I realize is that office work and computer work, your eyesight focus is about 2 feet from your face. You know, outside, you can see the horizon. That was like the feeling of open air and the like, does air have a color? We call it blue, but it's this translucent, sensation of color that is just open air, and I feel it across my chest.
Yeah, yeah, and that's totally understandable and that's why actually looking into the distance sometimes can be really healing. Is when we're outdoors and we see a tree far away and we're able to just focus on that one thing. It's funny, we breathe and stress is relieved. So I can really relate with that. So just from what you were describing to me, really sounds like you were able to feel like this deep breath. And so it's kind of located right here. I'm feeling like, yeah. So how would you describe that in terms of energy? If you were to take that perspective of a fly in the wall and see this you back in the day where you were
I get this
owning it,
picture of Tarzan.
thumping his chest.
I'm going to leap for the vine and swing across the valley.
I love
that
it.
kind of energy.
I love it. So you're thumping your chest. Can you so it's this, maybe the vibration is like a thumping vibration. Maybe it's just like an awakening. Can you describe anything else to me? How would you describe it in terms of energy, color or sensation or
again, like air or electricity, whatever color that is, because it's sensation, as the color is as much a sensation as it is a visual thing. So sparks and light and waves, I think maybe the thumping is a part of that, of like feeling the transfer of energy, in the motion. And it's uplifting. It feels up.
Yeah, sounds like an upward movement. I was almost kind of see your body language kind of like perk up a little bit when you say that.
Yeah.
Amazing. So it sounds like can't get any further away from baby poo, because baby poo kind of seems really stagnant, and this air electricity seems really the lightness of it and everything really is standing out. Any color or anything like that to it, or you said light?
Like the color of air, but I don't mean the air you see when you look way out there like blue. That's in the background, but air, it's translucent. It is not nailed down to a pigment.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so what if we were to actually collect some of this energy now? Because it's right here in the present. You're feeling, I can tell your body language is changing. Why don't we just gather up some of this energies? So we're going to take either a bucket or a cup, probably something bigger than a cup, right? We want to get plenty. Get a vessel to carry this, a wheelbarrow, a barrel, anything. There you go. Take a couple of those. Why not? There's plenty of it. And we're going to gather some of that up. So as much as you can, gather up this energy. You said it was this translucent, electric, sparks, lights, energy, and see if you can begin to siphon this into your jug or into a barrel or into a paint jar. And just let me know when you're done doing this. See how much of this you can kind of collect.
I really feel present with it.
Yeah, take your time to gather it up.
That's good. And I want to yawn.
Must be some good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that.
Great. So why don't we take these buckets or jars or whatever you collected them in and begin to bring them back into the present moment. So take your time collecting it and bring it into the present moment. And now we're going to take all this energy that you've collected. And what are your favorite way of painting? First, I think since we have so much of it, well, first we're just going to pour it. Just you got plenty of it, so just pour it. Yeah. There you go. Drink it down.
How's that work?
You tell me.
Got that. That's a good metaphor right there.
Great. And I'm sure it's going straight to the place that we were looking at before, which was your stomach, right?
Exactly. Whoa.
Good.
Energy popping in my face.
Yeah, that light, all of a sudden the light just decided to shine right on you.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you've collected it, you've begun to pour it on you. So when you begin to pour it on you, tell me the sensation that kind of comes up when you begin to pour it on you. Do you notice anything that kind of comes up when you begin to pour it?
Oh, it's a big exhale. There was a like, I could feel my shoulders drop and let go. And it was mostly letting go of that impatience, that sensation of, I have to fix it right now. It was like, oh, okay, just be where you are, let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And do you notice, as you've poured it on you, do you notice anything else that was there any other place that still has kind of like this, stifledness or static or gray area?
Yeah, it's in my back.
In your back.
Like on my skin, on my back.
What does it make your back want to do?
Like scrunch, like can I just, like a cat will stretch one way and then stretch the other way. I just want to squeeze it out, kind of a feel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, invite that movement in and just allow maybe that. Yeah. Good, because some of that energy needs to go into that area too, right? You've already consumed some of it, right? You took back your medicine. So feel free to maybe take some more of that medicine or begin to, allow it to sink into the back. Like maybe pour some more, maybe even take, you're an artist. I would love to see how you would apply or what your favorite paintbrush would be if you were to paint onto this area in your spine.
I would probably put on a sweatshirt and roll in the paint and then roll around on the floor in the canvas so that I could literally push my back against the surface and create an image. Like let that make the impression of what I'm feeling to release the energy that's caught up inside of that.
Wow. Yeah. And I see you doing this. Would this be the expression? Would that 20-year-old, 24-year-old self, would that what she would do? No inhibitions?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like really being able to flex and move and use the energy of the body as I want to say force, but not like an aggression, as a mover,
Yeah. So if your spine had a dream and your gut had a dream, right? Those are those two areas that are kind of coming up. What would their dream be? How would you describe those, like their ideal? Would it be like flexible? Would it be?
Yeah, the dream of my spine is to be erect, to be upright and relaxed at the same time. And it allows for fluid motion and it's flexible in all the directions that it can be to its greatest extent, not limited by other things that muscles, things that might want to resist. And my gut, the ultimate feeling there is to be present, to be in an intake and a release, like take in what you need, release what you want and not holding on to things so they become stagnant.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. You use this word a lot, like stagnant, like Matt, maybe perhaps, constantly worried about maybe what's coming forward or what's happened in the past instead of being nourished by what you have in the present. And so
Yeah.
this energy that you've poured on your spine, right? Are there anywhere areas that you notice there's any other baby poo?
See, it does paint a very effective picture, doesn't it?
It's fun to say too.
It sits in a world of motivation, like not so much that I'm looking where that is in my body, but there's it shows up like looking like procrastination, but I would say it has more to do with, here's that word again, stagnant motivation. Like, oh, I see, I want to do that. Okay, later.
Yeah. So what would help? So the stagnation, right? Because this is coming up a lot. If stagnation is the issue, then how would you describe the opposite of stagnation? What would be instead of stagnation? What would its dream be?
Flow and growth.
Flow and growth. Okay, great. So have you ever experienced a time in your life
Flow
where
and thrive. Let's go there.
Beautiful. I'm sure that the viewers of Flow and Thrive are really going to appreciate this one.
Yeah.
So was there ever a point in your life where you felt all that flow and thrive?
Honestly, I would say it has shown up in segments of my life and not all around every area of my life at the same time. Like there's been times when my body has been in good shape and healthy, and the social world and family life was a struggle. And then there's been times when my self-development was in full bore and my body was not keeping up with the pace. So different places, different peaks and valleys.
So at any point when you know that you have this energy already within you, you've already lived this flow and thrive, you've already had this instead of the stagnant, right? Because again, the unconscious mind it only hears commands, right? It doesn't hear negative commands. And so if we think stagnant a lot, maybe that's coming up a lot for you, like just catching yourself, noticing that. And then instead of going into the stagnant kind of wormhole that will kind of just perpetuate the current state of affairs of just feeling stagnant, what if you were to just go back to those times in your life where you were feeling young, maybe you're feeling good, you were feeling flexible, you're feeling strong, and you could go back to the times where you felt that flow and thrive in your own life and gather up more of that energy, bring it back to the present moment, because it's going to show up, right? And this is why this is a practice. It's going to show up more and more if we don't give it the appropriate attention and we don't pay attention to where we're feeling the stagnant, right? But if we can kind of go into that area, would you be able to make that a practice?
I could, and it occurred to me, I have a word that for me paints the picture of both of those words, and it's the simple word of dancing. You know, I say this in speech often too, which is dance with it. When something comes up, just dance with it. Some weird conversation that feels like it's about to be an argument, dance with it. So I can dance all over my house. I can dance in my dreams. I can bring dance to anything.
Beautiful. Then that is a great way to express that energy that gives you, fulfills those needs, right? And it could
Absolutely.
also invite and awaken those resources within you to heal yourself and to feel maybe a little bit more fresh and flowy and thrivey and thin.
Absolutely. I'm going to go get my chainsaw. Let's go.
Dance with a chainsaw.
Thank you,
You're kind
Sean.
of dancing with her lower legs. Marsha, you're going to dance with a chainsaw. That's awesome.
I didn't recommend that, by the way, the dancing with a chainsaw part. That was Llama.
Thanks, Sean. That was great.
Thank you.
How do you feel, Marsha?
I do feel like I could go out in the garage and grab some power tools and head for the bushes that need chopping.
All right. Well, I also have a back deck that needs to be redone. So let me know when you're ready. Okay. Well, fantastic. Good job, Sean. Good job, Marsha. Who else would like to volunteer to receive a miniature coaching session? Okay. Well, the most recent one was not that miniature. It was kind of a medium in length, but who would like to receive a short coaching session? Anyone?
I can go for one.
Excellent. All right. And who would like to volunteer to provide coaching to Yoav? We haven't heard from you, Derek, yet.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel like going any length with Yoav?
Sure, let's do this.
Awesome. All right. I volunteered you. Please go ahead.
Well, the thing is I mentioned earlier that I play classic guitar, and one thing that stops me from advancing and committing to it is after about a couple of minutes I play the guitar, I feel a strain in all my body, neck and shoulders and back. Everything is tight, and I can't. And it frustrates me because I do Tai Chi and Qigong a lot of years, and I learned to fun song, and relax. But when I play the guitar, sorry, it doesn't seem to help too much. I mean, it's improving, but there is a lot of work to do on that. So I'm wondering if it's my posture or it's something when I play. I don't know. It's years like that.
I think it's probably all of the above. Let me ask you, why do you want to play classical guitar?
Well, I started when I was a teenager, actually. I wanted to learn electric guitar, but I couldn't find a teacher then. So I found a classical guitar, and I started from then, and then I got really into it. I like the music and the complexities, and I was drawn into it, especially because of my teacher. He was also a guitar player, but also a martial artist, very good one. So I learned a lot from him on both these topics. So it's kind of mixed together.
Okay, so you've kind of mixed the world of martial arts and classical music and learning into a fulfilling experience for you.
That was the start, but after I found that I expressed myself after when he arranged some concerts, and it was really an emotional moment for me. I remember this for many years. I performed for about 100 people. For me, it was a lot, and I was able to make people connect to me because they found something that I was projecting through my playing. So it became more like an emotional way of expressing myself, not just some sort of a sophisticated martial art on an instrument.
Okay, so how did that feel when you connected with your audience with your guitar?
I mean, it felt like I was losing myself in a way. I was about being out there, not centered in myself, and I'm a very centered person. So it was very strange feeling.
Would you describe that as a good feeling, a happy feeling, or a scary feeling, or
Uh, Different feeling than I'm used to. It's like being very open, um, very. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about playing. It was just about filling the space with what was coming for me through the guitar.
oh, very nice. Now, when you play by yourself and you're practicing, how does that feel?
Yeah, it's the opposite. I just feel everything. I feel like I'm playing for myself. So I really pay attention to what I'm currently thinking about, or how am I playing, and how do I remember the right note, and become very critical of myself. But when I play to others, it's different. It's like, if you take it from martial arts, it's like you train and then you go for sparring, then you don't think about anything. You just do what you have to do. I don't practice too much martial arts, but then it was like the way I was thinking about it. So it's still kind of a way I perceive it today.
Okay. Now, do you feel the tension more when you're practicing by yourself or when you're in front of an audience and opening your flow to the connect with the people in the audience?
That's a good question. I think because because I'm excited, I'm less tense. I want to. I feel I can do more. I finish the piece and then I say I feel I can do another one. So when I play by myself, it's different. It's like let's put another one. Let's do another one. Like drilling. Uh, like forcing myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now when you feel yourself opening up and flowing out to the audience, you feel confident in what you're giving them and comfortable that they're receiving the real you and it's a good positive connection?
That's the real me in that. What I'm feeling is that there is a silence, like not a silence like a dead silence, like silence of listening energy.
Okay.
They're receiving what I'm giving them.
Okay. So when you play, then you're projecting an energy. And maybe when you play by yourself, you're projecting that energy to yourself. And
Right.
you're critical of yourself, it sounds like. When you play for yourself and you're projecting your energy inwards. And when you allow that energy to flow out of yourself, it doesn't, there's no blockage. It flows
Right.
through you out into the universe.
Yeah.
What would it take to put that feeling in your studio when it's just you, to allow that same feeling of that energy flowing out into the universe instead of being stuck inside of you?
I think it's just imagining that someone is there listening to me.
Okay, so you close your eyes and picture the crowd.
Oh, it could be one person. Not a
Imaginary
crowd.
friend.
Sorry, yeah, imaginary friend, or it could be my late wife. So.
Okay, awesome. So now, how would you typically practice in a certain room in your house or just wherever you are?
The living room.
In the living room. So if you were sitting in the living room and you're getting ready to practice,
Right.
how could you allow your focus to come from inside of yourself to allowing that music to flow out to your audience, to the world, to the universe?
And can you repeat the question, please? How do I?
How do you emulate that feeling of that music flowing out of you into the space, into the audience?
I can remember these a few times that single time that I was in a concert that my teacher arranged. So I can feel I'm there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So do you think that if you could close your eyes and let that feeling flow through you as you play, would that be more relaxing for you?
It's mixed emotions, but because I remember I was so tense then, but afterwards there was such a relief and people, applaud and people got to me.
Okay.
So to keep it short, yes, I think it helps. I think
Okay.
it gives excitement. I can say that.
Good. So can you close your eyes and just imagine the guitar in your hands?
Right.
And feel what it would feel like. Now you're playing yourself, you're practicing, and you have to get this just right. And you're going and just play. Go through the motions of playing your guitar.
Right.
And feel that feeling. And then reach down in yourself and allow that energy to come through you and out into the room and out into the audience. People that are here listening to you. You feel your posture change with your energy?
It's more internal. I feel like there is something going out.
Okay. I can see your head comes back and you become more upright and your chest gets a little bit more proud when you're relaxed and you're playing for your audience.
Right. Because I feel it's coming from here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So if you can hang on to that feeling when you practice.
Right. Well, sometimes I get this feeling when I'm playing, but there is like something that wants me to go like this, contract.
That's your critic.
That's when I start fighting it. That this is what creates the tension. Because when I play the guitar, I can't go like this. If I'm strong enough, I'll break the guitar, but I can't do this when I'm playing. So I'm playing with this tension inside me.
Okay.
This is what gets me to be worked out and stressed.
So what does that tension feel like? If you were an animal, what animal would you be when you're tense and you're playing your guitar?
A scared mammal, small mammal, like this.
A small mammal, tucked in. Okay. And when you're playing on a stage and you have everybody enjoying your music and it's flowing freely,
yeah.
What animal would you feel like?
What animal? Some brave animal, I guess. Maybe tiger or some sort of a lion or something massive and with presence.
Okay. So
yeah.
which animal feels stronger to you?
I think tiger is more than stronger than the lion to me.
Okay.
He's moving.
When you feel that little furry animal coming in, can you image that tiger? That feeling of being strong and open and fierce and proud.
Yeah.
When you play that way, do you think you sound better with the furry animal or with the tiger?
I think a calm tiger is good. Yeah, not a raging tiger, but yes, I think confident tiger. Yeah. Yeah.
So can you think about that while you practice? You connect your feelings of how you're feeling in yourself and remind yourself of your audience and your tiger.
Yes.
And open that up and let that flow. Let the real Yov come out.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Feels more relaxed.
Awesome. So the tension's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see. I can see your posture changing when you're thinking of those different things. I can see where the tension comes from.
Yeah.
So hang on to that thought. Play with your tiger.
Yeah, the dance of the tiger. That would be a cool expression there in Kung Fu. There are different styles, including the tiger style.
Right.
Or maybe that's why they created the tiger style, so that they would awaken the tiger within. Awesome.
Okay.
How do you feel now, Yoav?
I feel like there is some burden that washed away from me. Like I was afraid to express something hidden inside me. And I feel when playing at least that it will come out more clearly now.
Marvelous.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Derek. That was fantastic. Well, great work. It was a shorter, but seemed like a very effective session. So excellent work. Thank you, Yoav. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, Sirka. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, everyone else. I also see Peg as without the camera on, but that's good to see you here, Peg. Love you all. We are going to wrap up our Qigong coaching clinic because it's time to continue our event full of wonderful presentations and interviews. So right now, we are starting an interview with Ambika Devi, and she is a lovely Qigong practitioner from Hong Kong, the other side of the world. So I look forward to seeing you in just a couple hours when we're going to have another panel discussion. Of course, it's going to be late at night for you, Yoav, so you don't have to participate if you don't feel like it. But I will look forward to seeing anyone who wants to participate, and we're going to have some serious fun.
Awesome. Bye, all.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.
Bye.